all right. Well played, Joel.
Yeah, that was my fault. I didn't want that mic on when the fan was on for my show,
Right.
which was a disaster.
Oh, you got it. You got it through.
Oh, we got through it. But well, you can't make this shit up. So, David, introduce this audience to what the hell is this?
Today we are flying without our producer John, and so that's why we have multiple angles here and the audio. Yeah, we're managing just fine. This is You Can't Make This Shit Up. I am David, and that is Joel, and that should be that way.
Yeah, you're not going to get that. I mean, it's going to take some time. I'm still trying to figure out why if I move this way, I'm okay, and if I move this way, I'm not okay.
Right.
So, to start, you can't make this shit up. You came in and the camera wasn't showing.
Thanks.
So, you can't make this shit up. We're going to broadcast. We with your ingenuity and my desperation, I think we've gotten this thing correct.
It is Content Creation Thursday. We're here at the Oxford Sports Pub and Secret Society here in Altamont Springs, Florida. And today we're going to talk about Jacksonville. The recent Jacksonville elections, so approximately a week and a half ago. Now that the dust has settled, now that all the ritual and celebration is over, take a little bit closer as to how the Democrats won the mayoral seat and other seats in that particular election. And it's quite telling. You see more of that information coming out. It was quite a feat. You have to give credit to the Democrats of what they did. The Democrats, by far, were the turnout was by far more in favor of the Republicans than it was the Democrats. However, there were several factors that allowed the Democrats to win. And some of them were, one, the messaging by Mayor-elect Deegan was pretty much spot on as far as what people wanted to hear. And what they wanted to hear was not the cultural war battles or insults or discussion, but they wanted to know what the mayoral candidates were going to do in regards to their particular issues. That's what Davis did not really communicate that well, but Gallagher, Deegan did. Second, Jacksonville, their infrastructure falling apart, their system of government falling apart, crime is up, and a lot of pundits attribute that to the corruption in city and county government, Raleigh County government, and that under the last decade or so of the Republican rule in that county, that the cronyism and corruption about Jacksonville is certainly to be a big stand.
Really?
That's some of the analysis. Yes, that's good.
Not the fact that we've been saying for a long time that there was an issue with trying to move forward on trying to clean up that.
Right, it's just that issue was never addressed.
No, it was addressed. It's just nobody wanted to spend the money on it. Well,
right. Republicans were in control.
No, it wasn't. It was, this is the funny thing. Is you can't get everything you want just because you're running it. Just because you're running it from the entire thing.
And so you compromise, you negotiate, and get something.
So what exactly is wrong with Jacksonville?
Well, one of the things that were present in the campaign was the fact that Jacksonville politics was corrupt. And that was the leading factor, not the major factor, but the leading factor into why people decided to vote
So that was the feeling. Okay, so this is not about Jacksonville itself. They haven't gotten in there and opened up the books and said, hey, there's corruption in there. So it's just we're talking about it looked.
Sure. I mean,
So that's how they run.
infrastructure falling apart.
Oh, infrastructure is the infrastructure has been an ongoing development with everything going on. If you know Jacksonville, there's major projects down at the water, which is water everywhere. But there's certain area that they were trying to revitalize.
Right.
And it's gone through so many issues between developers, between all these other stuff. The government
Are the developers frankly Republicans?
not all. Listen, Democrats use the same developers to line their pockets with all this affordable housing and behind the scenes and how they raise these things and how we,
However, that wasn't the issue that got
No.
elected.
But you said it was the corruption, so there was no proof.
No, there was no proof. However, the perception of those who know Jacksonville is that corruption, the cronyism played into Jacksonville not fulfilling a lot of its potential. But that's not the main reason why.
Isn't that
Republicans lost?
Isn't it Duval County? Is that what it's called? Yeah, sure. That's Jackson. Both the same.
Yeah, both the same.
There's nothing. If you're the mayor of Jacksonville, you're the mayor of Duval.
But however, again, that's not why the main reason why they lost. It was part of the equation, yes. However, it's not why they lost. From my analysis of what I've researched, is that it was a number of things. And, I checked off the fact that Deegan spoke about the kitchen table issues more than Davis did. Davis was more into this whole cultural thing. The communism leading to the corruption involved. More importantly, as we discussed last time, I think whether it was on this show or the previous show, the David Washington show, is that Deegan started early. Right. And Deegan also, which is very important, started getting the organization together, getting systems in place. What was also important was that Deegan was very organized, very focused on the messaging, the strategy, and executing that strategy to the perfection. It was great. Another piece is that Deegan was well known, incredibly well known.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
She is a former newscaster, journalist in the area. She was spoken, liked, a familiar face.
Well, it's just like if anybody would have run from our news networks, they have a huge advantage. I mean,
Channel that was part of the equation.
Like I watched Channel 6 quite frequently. They were talking about the seatbelt laws and they tried to push the issues and they were getting issue oriented. I was like, when's he going to run? I think he's going to run for office because that's how in depth it became with that news broadcast. So,
and then as the people died down, we saw that Jimmy Harrison, the chairman of the DNC, for those of us who are not in Duval, that Jimmy Harrison was in Duval County, and with Jimmy Harrison, he brought resources, and he brought resources of the DNC that helped David win. The network of ID voters, in addition to the DNC resources, we were able to contact 130,000.
Now you're talking about Duval County. You're talking about Duval County chairman.
No. Jimmy Harrison, the DNC, Democratic National Committee.
So you're saying that
the national.
You're saying Nikki still fired up.
I'm just saying that you
Oh,
have to
no,
give credit.
no, no,
You have
no.
to, no.
Florida's on
No, you
vacation
have
with the
to-
Democrats, so
you have
you had
to-
to
you
have
have
the
to give-
national
yeah.
party to come in.
The National Party, and that's the whole point I'm getting to. The National Party became involved.
Yeah, because they weren't here for they weren't here. They weren't here for anybody last time. Was it?
Now
They
unfortunately,
look, Frost won because he absolutely could win, right?
well, he raised a ton of
Yeah,
cash.
but
He used
and he
his
was in the-
cash. He sent out mailers.
He didn't need anything up from there. He didn't need anything
Outspent
from
everyone.
he
But
didn't need anything.
Frost's one issue.
No,
We'll get to that. But with the Jacksonville,
well, Demings is running a state.
the DNC became involved and identified this election as a opportunity to show that Democrats can be in play in 2024.
Yeah,
The question is this sustainable?
No, it's not.
We may be looking at a special election for House District 35 because that representative may be hired for another job and not resign. Will the DNC do the same thing?
Look, you're not a candidate. The candidate can be raising a whole lot of money. It's going to be the same people that, it's going to be a primary. The same people are going to show up. You got crazy people from both sides. Hey, today is Greek Day. So that thing you showed me, about Demetrius Grimes.
Yes.
I'm like, how could the next day be, Greek celebration or something? I'll look it up, but I'm like, that's just too corny. That's a coincidence. It's just a little too corny. But yeah,
So that's the greater
I
question.
don't see
Is
them.
this sustainable?
But that's interesting because that's a state house.
Correct.
Well, and then Jacksonville, there's an opportunity to flip, which they did.
12th largest city in
Does
America.
HD 35 flip anything?
Or
Does it make
does
any
keep the
change?
momentum going
Does it?
for
Well,
the Democrats?
you say that, but that's not the way that I don't think they're going to look at it that way.
How
I think they're going to look at it that it doesn't. It either helps them switch it over, which it doesn't because we have a supermajority. The seat is not contentious.
Correct.
So you have to really convince them to come in and keep that momentum. It doesn't make a change. So why would we waste our money? It's going to be. I'll spend my money in there, but they're not going to spend their money in there.
Is it something, seeing that there is a special election, despite the fact that there'll be an election for that seat a year from now, a year from November, would it be something that the Democrats, in your opinion, in your professional opinion, would it be something that the Democrats or the Republicans say, we're going to, wait this out,
Well,
and wait for the major.
we'll see.
24.
That's absolutely good segue to what this really turns out to be. You're going to see a whole bunch of people get into this race. And the reason you're going to see a whole bunch of
Special election.
and you're going to see them get in this race for really one reason, because it is a special election. And because it's a special election, that means that you're being elected for the next. You're being elected, but you don't have your class doesn't start until the next session.
Correct.
But not the next session, the next session, because elections are 2 years away.
Correct.
So what's going to happen is that person's going to be the seniority to the class that comes in, and they could be the minority or speaker down the road. I mean, if you flip
because they will have
they get to pick from their class who they want.
Because this particular person will be in the class, the current class.
He won't be considered his work this current class, but he will not be. His class will be the next election.
Right. If that person wins that next election.
So this is a perfect time for anybody, because if you're a Republican, there's a chance that you have a speakership down the road because we select our people way in advance. Like
That's
the
correct.
minute this class gets together, they're going to say, "Hey, you're the most handsome, so I think you might
Right.
you might make you have the best area that we can get support from. So let's make you a speaker."
Right.
So it's all play. Like when Bobby O ran, he ran that special election because he really wanted to have the seniority.
Okay. So at a personal level,
But he got
this,
beat.
right, for, by now Senator Jeremy Thompson.
Yeah, and that's his plan because that stopped him in his momentum.
So personally, there's an advantage to running.
Oh yeah, that's why a lot of people will run.
However, from the party's perspective, so from the Democrats who again are in a super minority, and looking to be relevant, not just at the state level but also at the national level, is this a priority? Would this, in your opinion, would this be a priority for the party? With that, going back to Nikki Fried, for instance.
What I'm
Does
saying,
she need a woman?
Nikki, this is where the DNC is going to hold Nikki accountable. This one is where they're going to say, "Hey, we got you, Jacksonville. Now you need to get us 35."
Right. She was able to raise $24,000 plus after that election.
But she has to step up. And there's no way the DNC is going to continue to pump money into the state of Florida just to get momentum. They're going to pump money into Jacksonville, get the momentum, and tell Nikki, "Get off your beep." And I say it. She has to get off her ass and do something. Going to jail is not going to help her. She needs to raise money and she needs to try to win that seat.
Okay.
And listen, every Republican that's going to jump in there is going to jump in there because they know that it was held by a Republican.
Correct.
However, they're not going to know that if you don't have name recognition, you're not going to get anywhere because it's going to be difficult for us to win that seat back. So I don't know how, I'm glad for, Hawkins to get whatever he's got, he gets his job. Yeah, hey, great. You're paid for being that champion.
Correct.
So now you get to be the president of the club. Listen, I'm all for that. You're going to do it when you guys take over. So I get that.
Right.
But to put a seat that's not Republican in jeopardy, I mean, like, this is a balanced seat. It actually leans to the left.
Correct.
And the reason somebody like Fred Hawkins can win it is he's well known.
Correct.
He pushes the extra numbers up in Osceola County where he needed it.
Correct.
So even if he wins both, he really wins down in Osceola. So I think that
and a lot of money was poured into it.
Well, yeah, he's got a lot of money. That's why
the Republicans poured a lot of money into the state level races.
Because the governor was popular, and as governor, the popular governor, money comes in. It's always a plan. You know exactly what's going on. And we're just trying to explain to Nikki right now. So Nikki should be on our show. But honestly, this is where I would, if I'm the DNC, or the RNC, in my case, I put it all on Ziegler. If I went to Jacksonville and I won that, I would hold Ziegler accountable because I came into this supporting you. I won, and we spent our money. That's not you spend your money to prove that you can take back your house, get your house back. You had it forever until you lost it, then you couldn't get it back. And that's how it works. It's just more difficult to get back in power, even if you have the weirdest message in the world. So what I'm saying is, David, I agree with you, but I don't think it's the DNC. I think it's Nikki can be held accountable. She's going to tell Duvall, you need to raise money because now we have leadership here. You need to make sure that you're doing things. We're going to hype up Jacksonville. We're going to keep on hyping up Jacksonville. That's what Jacksonville has people now. You don't have people in line.
With the hopes of this helping state special election House District 35.
Yeah, so I agree. What's going to happen there is you have to watch Hawkins' predecessor, Ricky Booth, because Demetrius is going to get in this race. He's already put himself in, so now he can fundraise. But does Demetrius, because he ran for Congress, think that he really has Osceola in his name recognition? Ricky Booth has
Yes.
school board. Now he's on the commission. Ricky Booth jumps in this race. Guess what? You may want to say he has the advantage. I'm not going to say he wins, but he has the advantage because he can run the numbers up in Osceola County. Now, Demetrius didn't do anything in Orange County as far as running for Congress because he went down south.
Correct.
So I don't know who's running this campaign, but he's a friend. I mean, you should be contacting us before you put your name in the hat or something because we know District 35. And unfortunately, I know I can't help him because you have a client there already. And if that client jumps back in the race, he takes priority because he's already been a client. So, no, that's how I look at it. I look at 35. I look at 35 as, this is Mickey Freeze. So if she wins it or loses it, it's going to be on her. Because I don't see the DNC coming in and saying, I'm going to spend more money.
Right.
I mean, the fact that they came down and did what they did is fantastic.
Right. It was quite the investment, and it mattered. It definitely mattered. And it'd be great to see that type of investment or something close to that type of investment by the state Democrats. But time will tell. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, you'll have a primary. And the primary was a telling tale that you won that primary because there was favoritism from the party.
Of course,
And I'm a Republican, so I'm not taking this. I'm taking an outside look at it and saying, wait a minute, you guys wanted a certain individual.
Right.
Guess what? Minority groups got behind the white guy and all this stuff, and I'm looking at them. They would have never endorsed this guy. So when you look at the primary, you're like, who is it?
Who has the advantage? If we had the same two players, King and Biden, the same two players in this special election, or even in the 2024 election, who would likely get the support, the widespread support of the establishment of the typical Democratic supporters?
Well, Baga won.
The primary.
Baga had support from Progressive. So I think Baga has the advantage. I think that if you look at how many times Keen has lost, I mean, there's just so many times you can put your name on. And I mean, just because you're well known because you've lost every race, it gets there. How many times I can't remember, but it's a name I'm used to seeing, and I'm not. But he's a nice guy. But I just don't think he's the guy that's going to get you anything. I think that Baga's not an extremist, but he's also not, he's not going to put his foot in his mouth. He's going to go up there and he's going to try to find out what he can get past. And he's very vocal. If you follow his social media, and social media doesn't win races. So, but if you get his information, there's nothing that's being passed or up in Tallahassee. He's not actively trying to make sure that people know this is how I would get it.
Correct.
So I think it's a good thing to kept on telling people. This group knows that he knows what he's talking about. So yeah, I think Rishi Baga is better position. That's the better position Democrat. Now, as far as Republicans, I just told you that the booth who's not in it is set up for that.
Right.
And I don't know who, if a Republican, comes next. I mean, you're going to get City Commissioner Gray to jump in if he live in that area.
Yeah, that's true.
And so that's a name.
Right.
Everybody knows that name. You get selected. You get selected here. You resign. Then they have a special election. This is election year.
Right.
And not for
That's
him,
right. For the city.
for the city.
Yes.
But I mean, those are things you have to think about. I don't think she went through this.
No.
But I do know that Gray is. So it's like, I'm trying to think of Republicans that could do it. I mean, Tony could do it, but Tony doesn't live there.
Right.
I mean, this is a guy that's been challenged. He's right. He's very right. Yeah. Like I said, I think Republicans have a very hard job, and they need to start early. They need to be very high.
The Democrats need to somehow keep that momentum going and not expect the DNC to come in and say, okay, we're going to contact 130,000 Biden supporters to make sure that they show up for the Democratic candidate.
So you and I both know that one smart thing that can happen is use your bully pulpit to say, look, we need to be united, we need to come in here, and you could possibly throw a monkey wrench in there and just say, look, the only person that's going to win this race is the person who wants to win this race. So
I've said that all along. I'm with you on that.
it's a special election. If the Republicans and the Democrats automatically say, look, that's our candidate, then it's head-to-head in the primary,
right?
Head-to-head in the general. You know exactly what's going to happen. Gives you time to prepare for that. You don't have any time between the primary into. But you don't have to have the primary. You don't even have to have the primary if you have only one candidate at the time of. Just go straight to the general.
You would think.
But I mean, that's the best thing, and that's the way old school party politics work.
Right.
They could come in and say, you know what, Baga had Baga had it last time. Let's put Baga in. He has name recognition. Let's focus on Baga. We'll find you something else later or whatever. But that's the play that I would, if I was a Democrat, that's what I would do. And I would say to the Republicans, look, we need somebody as well known as Hawkins. Hawkins liked and hated. Being hated people get votes because their name is always mentioned.
Your name, your face.
So it's like I can't tell you how many people I know hate Fred Hawkins. Hate him. And I'm like, yeah, but he wins. You know why he wins? Because his name is out there. Because you're hating on him and mentioning his name. So it's, oh wow, I remember his name. I don't remember if it was good or bad. But I remember
well, House District 35 is going to be very interesting. You'll see how both party chairs approach this. We'll see what the play's going to be.
Well, I'm glad they're not going to take my advice because I can't, it's like,
Send this out.
You know I'm gonna say, you need to like this, you need to subscribe, you need to absolutely be involved. You need to give us your opinions and tell us what you think. You can't make this shit up, should be talking about. And I think, David, this was great conversation.
I like
leading to our local politics like we always do. So thank you very much. I appreciate it. You guys are wonderful. Have a great day.
I can barely hear you. I can hear
Really?
you. Yeah.
You always talk too late.
Dang it.
Okay, I feel like it's because you naturally talk a little lower than
Right.
you guys. But I just think that it's just because I just can't hear through like the actual sound system.